Hello everyone, this is Marku with Accelerate Games, and I am back with my mirror match series of the recent UFC event, UFC 198, and the event is completed, or finished, and I'm actually here with the Cris Cyborg versus Leslie Smith. Forgive me on that one. Yeah, Leslie Smith. And so, if you haven't already seen the match, it should come as no surprise. I give you a spoiler in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cris Cyborg won in the first round. And if you're not familiar with who Cris Cyborg is, she's right now, well, she's been for the last 8 years the most dominant female athlete in MMA. And I know a lot of people are confused, they think Ronda Rousey's the best, but any true MMA fan who's been watching MMA for the longest time has known that Cyborg has been the most dominant female since Gina Carano match. Like, that was the only person I think that really gave her a little go, but even that, she ended in the first round. And of course, Ronda Rousey's been ducking Cyborg for the longest time, but now Cyborg is in the UFC, and this was her UFC debut in Brazil. And it's just kind of funny that her debut's in Brazil, and she's been fighting for so long. And I actually feel really happy for her because I've been watching her for a long time. And one thing I love about Cris Cyborg is that she trains everything. She trains wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai. She's a black belt in Muay Thai. And so, she even fights in other types of martial art, whether it's kickboxing or Muay Thai, and the different rules separate from MMA to sharpen her skills. I mean, she fought, I believe it was a kickboxing world champion, and she did pretty good, actually, considering the girl was actually taller and actually a little bit bigger than her. So, but for her to really step out of her comfort zone and fight in other venues to really test herself shows you just how much of a warrior she is. And I really respect and love watching fighters that do that, and she deserves all the praise and glory because she's worked her ass off. So I'm really glad that she is in the UFC now, and I'm curious to see what they'll do with her. She ran through Leslie Smith, and even though Leslie Smith sparred with her in Brazil, Leslie Smith felt like she was confident in terms of her fight against Cyborg, in that she thinks she could actually stand a chance of winning. But obviously, Cyborg has gotten better since they've last spar, and the comparison is not even funny. I mean, she ran through Leslie like she was nothing. And I'm pretty sure Leslie tried her best, but it's Cyborg. Come on. The only people that could really give Cyborg a challenge, in my opinion, right now, is of course Ronda Rousey, Holly Holmes, Miocic Tate, and I think Cat Zingano, and maybe Sarah McMahon. Those are the 5 females I think I would love to see Cyborg fight any of them. I mean, of course, Holly and Ronda and Miocic are probably the top 3, but I think Cat Zingano is out there too, like in terms of striking. Cat Zingano has a really good striking background. So again, it'll be interesting to see what they do with her. I think they moved Cyborg to UFC as a setup for them introducing the 145-pound weight class. I mean, I know Cyborg weighed in at 139 for this fight, but seriously, she is put on like 27 pounds after the weigh-ins, is what they estimated. So her chopping, or she literally have to chop something off to get to 135, but I don't think she's going to ever make 135 unless she loses some muscle, which is a possibility. She could lose some muscle, but then she won't perform the way she normally is. So it kind of asks the question, like, how much is she willing to sacrifice to get to 135, or is the UFC using her as a part of a broader global strategy to have a 145 woman division? Because they're looking at a 115, maybe a 105 division. They already have a 115. They're looking at a 125 division, a 135, and then I'm thinking a 145. So overall, they'll probably have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 female division is what I think they're aiming for. In regards to Cyborg, she ended this fight like she normally does with the others, with a hooked or an uppercut. Well, actually, no, it was a hook this fight. So she caught Leslie Smith with a hook, like not even that long into the fight, and ended it pretty quick. So, enjoyed the mirror match. I mimicked it as much as I could, but for the most part, she knocked her down, and then she went for the ground and pound. Leslie tried to roll over, but then Cyborg just pushed her feet out of the way and just punched her from the side, like a backside mount. And so it didn't really, she couldn't really do much. So with that, who do you think Cyborg should fight next? Let me know. Should she wait for Ronda to return? Should she try to fight Holly Holmes, or should she try to eventually make 135? I mean, we'll see. I mean, only time will tell. But let me know what your thoughts are in regards to Cris Cyborg now being in the UFC. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the knockout. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Tremendous TKO, great stoppage by the referee.
Once again, here's our fight replay.
We can see it here on a different angle. There are some big shots getting through here. Vicious ground and pound combination that leads to the TKO. And here we see it one more time. Big shots, not defending, and the referee comes in to save her.
Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Levine has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 52 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Cris Cyborg.
Cyborg wins tonight by TKO.